And welcome everyone to this day, and we got another nice day of weather out. In fact, a little less of that fog, but we're going to have some nice temperatures. I'll tell you about that in just a moment. On our show today, we have a couple folks in from the Social Services Department, and Susan McInerney is here. She is the manager of that department, but also brought along Stephanie Pizzola, and she's going to talk about caregivers. Am I right? Yes, they're sitting over there, and there's going to be an event coming up that you're going to hear about that. Transportation update today, Karen Solis is in, and she's going to bring in the new operations specialist, and that is Liz Cortez, so we welcome both of them. Also today, we're going to have the Globe photos, and Lisa will be giving you all the Globe headlines to go along with those photos, and we're also going to bring you a segment, the Pageant of the Masters. You got about another week to go, so we'll tell you more about that. As far as meetings go today, we have a couple meetings. We have the GRF Agenda Prep and Sycamore Room, that's at 9:30, and then the other one is not a meeting, so to speak. It's a docent tour, and if you'd like to take that, it's at 1 o'clock today. You need to email docent@vmsinc.org for that information. Now let's tell you about the weather, and really going forward again, we are just kind of staying in that pattern. As you have seen, some days we get a little bit more of a marine layer, some we don't. But overall, we are going to be in the low to slightly mid-80s for the next several days. Not really much change. A little bit cooler possibly as we get into next week. Possibly on Monday and Tuesday we'll drop below that 80-degree mark. So we might have a swing of about 5 degrees or so. But as you've seen, we're just sticking with these temperatures. There's not much change at all, and that's kind of nice because we cool off in the evenings. We got cool mornings, and then maybe you only need your air conditioner for a few hours during the day, so that's not bad at all. Looking around the area, the temperatures are pretty much the same of what we've had. As you can see, the beaches are holding steady in about 77, 78 degrees, depending what beach you go to. Everywhere else in the mid to slightly upper 80s. Up at Arrowhead, 78, and Palm Springs staying at about 107. So this is going to continue. We might get a little bit warmer days, possibly as we get to tomorrow and Saturday. Warmer meaning a couple, 3 degrees, not too much. Inland will be, those temperatures there will rise a little bit more, especially if you're going into Riverside and those areas. But then things will come back down again on Monday. So looking good. We'll be back in just a moment.
If you asked me what I wanted to be when I was a child, I would have told you a princess or an astronaut, maybe even a chef. But things change. I may not have become a princess, but I found someone who treated me like one. I may not have become an astronaut, but I still got to see the world. I may not have become a chef, but you would never leave my house hungry. The Emeritus Institute has kept my love of learning alive. Every day is a new adventure, and the Emeritus classes have made it possible to keep living out my dreams. Sign up today and begin your life's next adventure.
Hi folks, my name's Craig Hoffman. I'm the seminar presenter for Cunning Dental Group. If you're actually aligned 2 seminars coming up, that's August 25th and August 26th. So that's a Saturday and a Sunday. Seminars, you get to meet the patients, you get to meet the doctors that do the surgery, you get to meet the finance folks that tell you how easy it's going to be to get this done. So again, come on out, join me August 25th or August 26th at the next Cunning Dental Seminars in Irvine. Thank you.
My name's Erica, and I believe each mind matters.
A movement is growing.
A movement for mental health. It includes millions of people like me.
Like me.
Like me.
Who are ready to create change.
Because half of us will experience a mental health challenge.
But no one is alone.
We all have mental health.
Sometimes we're okay. Sometimes we need support.
And when support is needed, it's okay to reach out.
Because people can and do get better.
And we make it possible by speaking up.
Being open and honest.
Living stigma-free.
Hope starts with me.
This is the mental health movement.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Welcome back. Well, with us today from Social Services, you of course know Susan. She is the manager for Social Services. And I told you about, she brought along a guest, Stephanie Pizzola, who is with Caregiver Resource Center. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And the first thing we were just talking about it is you are, I wasn't sure if you're a company or how it works. You're a nonprofit.
Agency. We are one of St. Jude Hospital's community service programs.
Okay.
And I'm a family consultant.
All right.
Been there for 13 years.
And what is primarily what you folks do? Or is it within the name where people can call up and go, we need a caregiver, we want to trust somebody?
Emotional support for family caregivers.
Oh,
not paid caregivers, but family caregivers. Those that are taking care of their loved ones in their home.
Okay. Now, I remember, Susan, a while back, I think you folks still have this, the Caregiver Support Group.
We do, and that's, well, we did, I should say. We're vamping it up now to switch out so that we're opening up a whole bunch of new groups this season, and what we wanted to do was see which one is the community needs the most. So we're doing this group with a 3-series class, and then we're also doing a mindfulness group, and we're going to do a whole bunch of other groups. So,
all right. So what you folks do then, if somebody's a family caregiver, what type of support do you bring to them? What services and how would they utilize you?
If they call our agency, we'll do a home assessment if they would like. We'll go out to the home for about 45 minutes to an hour and assess their level of stress and burden in their caregiving situation, develop a self-care plan for them. And we also have support groups all over Orange County. And we also do these classes, Journey of Caregiving classes. We have counseling when it's appropriate, and sometimes we'll have respite opportunities for family caregivers.
And Susan, as you know, a caregiver, especially we're talking about a family member, it can be extremely stressful, and in many cases, their health can get very poor.
Right, and all the studies show that the risk of illness for the caregiver themselves is much higher due to the stress and everything that we're talking about. So that's why I'm really hoping people can come to this class to learn skills to help themselves and help their loved one even better. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, how can you take care of another?
Yeah, and what are some of the things you talk about when you go in with a family caregiver? It's, how do you, what do you tell them about how do you cope and how do you go through this stress and how do you give time to yourself?
Well, it is an education process, because a lot of times caregivers will just identify with being a caregiver.
Yeah.
They kind of lose their own identity. And so we help them see the importance of taking time for themselves to really maintain their own identity away from caregiving, so they can refresh and refuel themselves so that they don't get run down, depressed, and their health is compromised.
Yeah, because they have to have their own life, and to give up, depending what type of care you're giving, whether it's for a spouse or it could be another family member, if you don't do things for yourself, that, as you said, that's how you're identified, and your life is basically done in a sense.
So there are a lot of people that are caring for their loved one 24/7.
Yeah.
So what I try to encourage someone to do is even just go into another room if they can, and just do a few minutes of deep breathing, a few minutes of positive affirmation, can be very helpful for you. So that just allows them to start getting more in touch with their body, more in touch with their needs, and then they will start to allow themselves a little more time. Maybe time to read, maybe time to take a walk, maybe time to call a friend or go have lunch.
Okay, and now what we have on the screen here, these are going to be the sessions. Now, is this going to be ongoing beyond September?
This is going to be, it's 3 weeks, and then we're hoping, you have to call and register. So what I'm hoping, this is the pilot, and we're hoping that a lot of people call and register, and if it's a success, then we're going to then run continuously throughout the year.
Okay, so as far as coming to this, it's going to be, on the screen you can see September 11th, 18th, and 25th. Are those basically identical sessions, or you need to come all 3, or it's just 3 opportunities?
It builds on each
It
other.
does,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
So I would encourage anyone that was registering to be able to come to all 3
Okay.
classes.
And it's convenient, it's right here in the community building.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that we get a lot of, I've been a lot of residents of Laguna Woods, and we've had quite a few people interested in calling. If you want questions, you can call the Caregiver Resource, if you have questions, Caregiver Resource Center, but also social services. We can talk to you as well.
Okay, and again, this is sort of kind of eventually where it is replacing the caregiver support group.
It is, because we've been doing that group for a very long time.
You have been.
Yeah, and it's a very successful group, but it's always good to shake it up a little and see what else is out there that people could use.
Okay, very good. So this is going on September 11th, 18th, and 25th, 2 to 3 p.m., 3:30 p.m. here in the Pine Room in the community building. And you need to register,
Yes.
right? So the number, a different number, because you're calling the Caregiver Resource Center, and the number's on the screen, 714-4, it's 446-5030, 446-5030, and then caregiveroc.org. If you forget that, call social services.
Right.
And you'll probably remember, you know, that number's easy to come by.
Yeah.
So you can call them. Great to meet you. I'm sure we'll see you again. It's an important thing because, again, a lot of times people just cannot cope with that.
It's very
And
difficult.
yeah, it's it leads to a lot of different problems. All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ken.
Take care.
Thank you.
We'll be back.
Hi, I'm Wendy Miller, your Laguna Woods real estate professional. Have you been looking for a realtor?
Wendy Miller helped me through the challenging process of real estate here in Laguna Woods. She was helpful, she was fun, she was professional. I really recommend her.
Whether you're thinking of buying, selling, downsizing, or even relocating within Laguna Woods, I am your real estate professional and can help guide you through the entire process. Give me a call and I'll help you make the right move.
When a loved one requires ongoing assistance and attention, home-related care and caregiving become viable alternatives to an existence dependent upon hospitalization. Your home care provides thoughtful general care and assistance with the basic necessities of daily living, all within familiar surroundings. Call 949-215-0004 to schedule a personal in-home consultation.
Hi, it's Desiree from Irvine Subaru, where families come first. As a family-ran dealership, your family's safety is our #1 priority. Come in and find the perfect Subaru from the largest selection of Subarus in Orange County. All models are top safety picks by the Insurance Institute of Highway Safety. We offer the ideal balance of safety, performance, and economy. Irvine Subaru, more Subarus, more safety, more performance, more love.
Well, you ready to play some golf?
You bet. Just got to take my pills.
I left the house this morning and forgot to take mine. What is that?
MedBox by AmeriPharma has redefined the pharmacy experience. Get all your medications conveniently packaged by the dose every month, regardless of the volume or complexity of your regimen. And best of all, you never miss a dose or worry about when or what you should take next.
This is my lifesaver. My pharmacist organized all my pills for me and even tells me what time to take them.
Such a hassle for my daughter to organize my medications. But how much does it cost?
Not a penny more. I just called my pharmacist, they contacted my doctor, got my prescriptions, and now I'm all set.
Imagine all of your pharmaceutical service needs in one simple box. It is hassle-free and the service won't cost you a penny more. MedBox by AmeriPharma.
Well, I'd like to welcome Karen Solis with us today from the Transportation Division. However, she is moving on from Operations Specialist. We have a new Operations Specialist that I'd like to introduce, Liz Cortez. Welcome.
Thank you.
And you're just starting with the company and with the department, right?
Yes. So
Very
I'm very
good.
excited to start working here at Laguna Woods.
Well, happy to have you here. And you're still going to be within the same division, am I right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
I'll still be around.
All right, very good. So we got your slides today that we're going to go through. And we're going to start off like we usually do, talking about Plan a Ride. And Plan a Ride has become very successful. Mm-hmm. And I hear that there's a lot of people every week that are using it, right?
Every day.
Yeah, every day.
Every
yeah.
day.
So here's some information on the screen, and here's the times that it's available, and kind of briefly go through that again if people are new to it.
So Plan a Ride goes Monday through Friday between the hours of 8 a.m. and 10:30 p.m. Monday through Saturday, I'm sorry. And then Sunday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And the last pickup is at 5:45.
Okay.
So that one's gives you a little bit of time.
Yeah.
You also have to call transportation, which is the main line. You stick to the main line, and you will speak with someone, and you want to call as early as 1 week in advance and as late as the day before by noon. Okay,
and the number's up on the screen, and the information that, because when you call, am I right, it's a voicemail most of the time?
We still have the voicemail, so you still have the option of doing that, but we're trying to get everybody to get their phone calls answered. That's the goal.
Okay.
So if you call the main line, you will have a better shot of that.
Okay, so going back to the time there, you have people 10:30 at night? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, hey, you want to keep your nightlife going,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. Again, this is all the information that you would give, and you call the number 597-4659, and like you said, noon the day before is the latest.
The latest,
Up to a week in advance.
Up to a week in advance. Now you can call the same day.
Right.
But same day is on availability based only.
Okay.
So you've got a slimmer chance of getting your desired slot.
All right, very good. Now we're going to look at something that has become very popular, and that's destination shopping on Tuesdays. And look at all the different places that you're going. And I know all these have gotten to be very popular.
Yes. Do you want to talk about destination shopping?
Yes.
Since it's your new baby?
So I'll be taking over answering the reservations for destination shopping. Okay. And so for destination shopping, you want to hop on the Easy Rider. So we have the dates posted up there for the next locations that they'll be going to. So you want to be sure to call weeks in advance. So we do have some popular locations like the Orange Tree and the Marketplace. So the date starting from September 11th and down, you can start making reservations September 1st.
Okay.
Yeah.
So about 2 weeks in advance or so?
About 2 weeks in
advance. 10
advance.
days or whatever it might be. And like you said, it's very popular and it fills up quick. It's usually one bus?
It is one bus, but it has 2 times. So one bus will start at 10 a.m. and then another bus will come at 11 a.m. So there's 2 times.
Oh, okay. So that gives you some opportunity there.
Yeah.
And people get, what, a couple hours at the location, or just depending on the location?
They get from 1.5 to 2 hours. So the 10 a.m. bus, you want to be sure you're back on at 12:30. And then for the 11 a.m. bus, you want to be back on at 1:30 to return.
All right, very good. And I know like I said, those are very popular.
Yeah. Like she said, the Orange Tree one and the Laguna Niguel Marketplace.
Yeah.
Super popular.
Now, have you ever had requests for other locations? Like some people, like if you get enough of them, you're kind of looking at
it's
like Mission Viejo Mall or whatever.
We do go to the Mission Viejo Mall.
Oh, you do? It's just not on the upcoming
It's just not on this. It'll go on next month.
Okay.
So there's 6 locations, only 4 weeks in a month. So some of them get cut off in a month. So we try to make it to all of them, but it goes like off of a rotation.
Okay, all right. Now, coming up, of course, Labor Day is the 3rd of this next month, on the September 3rd, a little bit earlier than what it usually is. It's always the first Monday. And you only have the bus service running will be Plan a Ride, so you got to plan, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's the Monday, people sometimes forget, and so we just want to remind and let them know to make the rides scheduled at least by Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so definitely do that. And that's coming up soon, believe it or not. It's right around the corner. Now, although we're mainly talking about transportation, here's something that's very important that's talked about a lot with waste management about bulky item pickup.
Yes, so we've got bulky item pickup that is, there's a couple of different ones, but let's go through them little by little. So that free in-home bulky item can be picked up on an on-call basis. So you would call resident services and call resident services, and you have 2 free bulky item pickups per calendar year, and you have up to 5 large items for each pickup. So you can get 10 large items picked up throughout 1 year.
Now, does this mean, I know we've talked about this before, that they'll actually, if you can't get it out, they'll go into your home?
This is the go into your home to pick it up,
Yeah, and obviously you want to let them know what it is in case they may need 2 people.
Yes, and it also has to be reasonable. It has to be within reason. If 2 people cannot lift the item on their own, then it's something that cannot be done by them. It has to be disassembled prior to pickup.
All right.
But those are really rare. I mean, that's like a really large
because
item.
even a couch, 2 people can.
Yeah, 2 people can lift a couch.
Okay, very good. Now, then there's the monthly bulky item collection. And tell us about that. How does that differ?
The monthly bulky item is one that you can do every month, all year long. So what you would have to do is leave your, first thing is first, you have to call resident services and let them know that you're planning to drop off something at either your trash enclosure or wherever your trash cart goes. So if you live in a manor with a dumpster, it would be in the trash enclosure. If you live in a manor with your pull-out cart, you leave it where your pull-out cart goes. And you want to give them a call and let them know the items that they will be picking up, because waste management will not pick up items that weren't provided in the list. And as long as you leave the items there the night before or as late as 7 a.m. the morning of the pickup, they'll take it.
Yeah. All right, very good. Now, on the next slide, we're going to show bulky item materials that are accepted. And when we talk about this again, if it's on the monthly, you have to put them out. Am I right?
Yes.
Some of those things, obviously, refrigerators and people may not be able to get out. That would be something that perhaps you would call, you get a couple times a year.
Yeah, exactly. It's, I mean, if you've got movers helping you, then it's easier, but if you cannot physically pull those out yourselves, you do have the option of the in-home pickups. Yeah. This is mostly for electronic waste, is a big one, because people sometimes will dump their televisions into the dumpsters, and that causes your waste management to not pick up your dumpster, and so they won't service it, and then it'll be a delay until someone comes out to pull the TV out. So it'll slow down your service and it'll mess up your service date. So you don't want to put anything like a TV or larger into a dumpster.
Yeah. All right, very good. So remember to call, and then you can always ask too, this is what I have, and they'll let you know. So the next one is stuff that are not accepted, no car bodies. But that's
it happens.
It doesn't really.
Wow.
And construction waste, demolition waste, hazardous waste. So if you're doing, first of all, a demo, you should have a contractor that's already
set up with their own
and
waste,
ready to come in. So that's good to know. Again, if you have things you are not sure about, call resident services.
Yeah, you have to call resident services.
Yeah,
for
we have to
either
either
pickups.
way.
Yes.
All right, so the monthly collection dates for the bulky items are on the screen there. And they need to call the day before or several days before, or?
No, you should call like a week before.
A week before,
at the minimum, because resident services has to be able to schedule that so waste management can make their schedule to pick up those items.
All right, very good. Now, hazardous waste is always a big issue, and we know that the city does hazardous waste certain times of the year as well.
Yes, and this is what waste management works with Laguna Woods. So waste management will pick up on a door-to-door collection, or on your curbside if you just leave it outside your home. They will pick it up, but you do have to schedule with them. That is directly through waste management. So you call that number, and they will schedule it, and that way you can get rid of like paints and oils and stuff like that.
Yeah, the next slide, here it is. Here's all the things that you can get rid of safely. And as I said, the city, if you're able to take these, I know the city has certain times of the year, well, they do this themselves, which is nice. Yeah. So if you're able to pack these up and take them somewhere, you can do that. But if you can't, that service is provided for you.
And I believe that there's places like places where you take specific batteries to as well. Yeah. Along with the city. Yeah. That's not really with waste management, so.
Okay, yeah, your batteries can be, I'm not sure, I think the city will take them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I'm almost positive they will. And if you have like the lithium batteries that connect to power tools, I believe Home Depot will take those back. I'm almost positive. Yeah, I think that, in fact, I think they have a bin where you can just drop them in. I think that's kind of part of a state law, where if you sell those items, you have to take them back. I know, like the Lowe's near me has a big bin.
You just drop them off?
Yeah, you know, the big power pack batteries. Yeah, you just throw them in there. So I think Home Depot does it too.
I don't use very many power tools.
Yeah, so you can check that out too. All right, thank you very much. Right. Nice to meet you. Likewise. And I know we'll be seeing more of you, and we'll probably see you now and then as well.
Yeah, now and then. I'm excited for her to do this though.
All right, very good. Good to see both of you, and we'll be right back.
There are over 400,000 seniors in Orange County today, so where does a senior or family caregiver go for information and resources? You can turn to the Answers Guide, published by the Council on Aging Southern California. Answers is full of articles and resources to help you navigate the aging experience. You can pick up your free copy today at the clubhouse nearest you or at the Social Services Office. The Council on Aging, helping seniors remain healthy, connected, and protected.
Zoo goes beyond animal attractions. They are committed to providing recreation and education while highlighting the message of conservation. I caught up with Lauren Berg, educational specialist, to learn about their education programs. We are in Exploration Outpost, and I've caught up with Lauren, who's going to tell us a little bit about the volunteer and education programs. So, very fun area that we're in, and you said this is where some of our educational programs happen, right?
Yes, this is actually one of the really popular places for our education programs, including our Zoo Explorer. We use a lot of volunteers. We would not be able to do our education programs without our volunteers, and they range in backgrounds, ages, and abilities. Our docent program and our interpreters are the main ones that help us with those programs, and we absolutely love retired teachers and other people who just love kids and animals and want to come share the zoo with that next generation.
So what are some of the requirements as a volunteer?
So we don't have any starting requirements. You don't need to have a background in education or a background with animals. We do all of the training. We just ask for a lot of enthusiasm. And of course, availability while the zoo is open, because most of our programs take place during the regular hours of 10 a.m. until noon, but we also have volunteer opportunities throughout the entire day from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m.
And what are some of the things that they would be doing?
Sure, so the very first requirements for our volunteers is attending an orientation. We have orientations on the first Saturday of even-numbered months, so every other month. And we have volunteers that help with education programs, leading students around the zoo and doing activities. We have volunteers in our farm, helping people interact safely with the goats and the sheep and our other ambassador animals. We even have volunteers that help out our animal services staff if they're looking for something more physical.
And if somebody wanted to participate as a volunteer, can they just go to your website?
Exactly. All of our information about volunteering is on santaanazoo.org. Under the support tab, they can click on volunteer at the zoo and find all of the information they need.
Okay, perfect. And then, you know, here we have this exploration point here. What are they going to find here?
So here at the Exploration Outpost, you're going to find our reptiles and amphibians. We get a lot of guests that are afraid of snakes, and we have two big, beautiful boa constrictors here at the zoo. And it's a great opportunity for people to kind of face their fears, and also for our volunteers to give some conservation messaging and help people get past those myths and realize that these animals are really important to our environment and have benefits for people as well.
The Santa Ana Zoo is located right off the 5 freeway off 1st Street on Chestnut Avenue in Santa Ana. Very simple to get to. The zoo is open 7 days a week from 10 to 4, closed major holidays. There is a senior rate, 60 years and over, of $9. Wheelchairs and electric scooters are available for rent. For more information, visit their website at www.santaanazoo.org.
It takes a team effort to provide compassionate care. At Health Plus Medical Supply and El Toro Pharmacy, your personal attention is our top priority. We have everything you need, including stair lifts, rollators, knee walkers, wheelchairs, power wheelchairs, scooters, and car lifts. And we provide all maintenance and installation. Health Plus is located inside El Toro Pharmacy, where we provide the same compassion for your pharmacy and drugstore needs. Located in Moulton Plaza.
We all know there's no place like home. You want to stay in your own home, but day-to-day tasks are getting more difficult to manage. Acticare is the solution. We are the trusted care partner in your community with 5-star reviews. You've taken care of others all your life. Now is the time to let us help you. In-home care is a safe and effective way to help you remain living independently in the comfort of your own home.
Acticare, responsive in-home care. Your first day is free.
Good morning. I have the Globe headlines for you because Jennifer couldn't make it today. So it looks as though playing in the mud just became more fun because the ceramics studio has just opened up with the installation of 2 state-of-the-art gas kilns at Clubhouse 4. And I know we've got some pictures in there for you. You can take a look at that. We've got a man who looks like he is very much having fun firing up his new ceramic item. And then also the Ukulele Club joined the Potters and Sculptors Club to celebrate the reopening, playing a few songs and enjoying some refreshments. Residents are welcome to learn new skills for ceramics on their own on Tuesdays and Thursday evenings and all day Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that story is on the front page and then continued on page 17. Also, there's been kind of an uproar about the Roundup product, and it looks as though there is a non-toxic Laguna Woods petition drive that is getting underway in the community to stop the use of Roundup. Evidently, there are some burning kind of spots on the grass, and I guess that is they're saying that is possibly caused by Roundup. So the petition is gaining steam with more signatures on the way, and that story is on the front page and then is continued on page 5. Then also the Third Mutual Board approved the revisions to the delinquent assessments, and it looks as though the payment plan agreement will initiate a monthly interest charge of 10% per annum and a fee of $25. So be careful that you don't do something wrong. Then also we have the letters to the editor. I'm not going to read all of them, but I'm just going to tell you that there's one about common sense about poisons. There is a good fortune, which praises the Tea Party Club. Thanks to the 19 restaurant, a job well done on the asphalt, and more of those are located on page 11. And then also just to let you know, all submissions for the September 6th Globe will be due a day early. So they'll be due on Thursday, August 30th at noon, and that is because of the Labor Day holiday. And remember, you can always get your copy of the Laguna Woods Globe on the first floor of the Community Services Building. You can check in at the front desk. And stay tuned, because right after this, we're going to have the Pageant of the Masters, because you only have until September 1st to see the performance. We'll be right back.
Once I came to alignment, things changed.
Here, they take time with you, and if there's any question, they answers it.
It's a good place to go because those people there care about you.
They are a compassionate group. It's almost like you're coming to a second home.
Been working with retirees since 1984. I specialize in protecting people's money, setting up a secure retirement income stream for them, and making sure their money is there when they need it. I started Sterling Financial Advisors under the premise that we not only needed quality service for clients out there in the financial industry, but ethical standards as well. We don't have any monopoly on the investments we use. What we do have a monopoly on is the integrity and how we treat our clients.
Dr. Farman Cosmetic and Implant Dentistry is located right outside Gate 6 and has been keeping the village smiling for many years.
I have really learned to love Dr. Farman through the years, almost 20 years now that she's been my dentist. And I highly recommend her to anyone here in Laguna Woods or in Orange County looking to establish a relationship with a dentist who will be there for them and take care of all of their dental needs.
Near Snooty Fox Restaurant behind Coco's.
We are at the Pageant of the Masters rehearsal tonight, behind the scenes with Diane Chalice Davey, and she's going to give us an inside look of what it takes to be a volunteer here. Well, thanks for being with us.
Well, it's my pleasure to be here. I'm happy to let everybody know in Laguna Woods how easy it is to become a volunteer backstage at the pageant.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the theme tonight to start. Under the Sun, how did you guys come up with that?
Oh, well, I came up with it, Under the Sun. We really wanted to pay tribute to our history here in Laguna Beach. This is an important anniversary for Laguna Beach Art Museum. It's their 100th anniversary. They started up in 1918, and we're going to portray some of their history, pay tribute to some of their artists and the great folks who started the museum.
So obviously, Under the Sun, it could embody anything as you had mentioned. Tell me a little bit about some of the things you're going to cover.
Oh, we're going to cover a lot of topics that have to do with being under the sun, specifically artists who use the sunlight to paint beautiful watercolors and oil paintings. The Impressionists, of course, will be featured in this year's show, as will, we will also talk about the history of Laguna Beach and the founding artists of the local art museum, and also the artists who started Festival of Arts and Pageant of the Masters.
Now, one of the pieces that we're going to see tonight, I think, is called Surf Riders. Tell me a little bit about that.
Surf Riders is a really fun and colorful painting. It was painted by Rex Brandt. Rex Brandt was a very famous watercolorist who had a studio in Corona del Mar, so he was a local guy. He was really ahead of his time because this painting is rather abstract, and he painted it in the late 1950s, and he called it Surf Riders. So he really forecasted a big trend in Southern California.
So what does it take for, now there's how many different people are in that particular art?
Oh, I think there's 6 or 7 people. It's hard to tell. You really need binoculars to tell how many people are in there because they're wearing highly unusual costumes, and their makeup is very unusual as well because it's all with bright colors and interesting shapes.
Okay. And now let's get back to the volunteers. Pretty much all of this is made up of volunteers, correct?
Everybody you see on stage is a volunteer. So all our cast members have signed up in January, and we had this big casting call, and we needed to put together a cast of over 300 people. So we have 2 separate casts of 150 each. And we also need volunteers to help us backstage too. You can imagine it's very difficult to organize everybody who has to get made up and in costume and get them on stage at the right time. So we have runners, we also have volunteer makeup artists and dressers and headpiece people, and even some volunteers in the coffee bar.
All ages too?
Oh, absolutely. Our youngest volunteer is just a little over 5 years of age. And people who are retired love to volunteer. Over the years, we've had many residents of Laguna Woods participate in our show, and some of them come back year after year because they make so many great friends.
Yeah, what is the process of becoming a volunteer?
Well, it's pretty simple. If you missed our January casting call, you can still sign up throughout the year to be a substitute. So if you call our casting department and want to volunteer, you can talk to Nancy or to Paul in our casting department, and they'll advise you as to what is the best way to volunteer.
And what are can you give us a little secret of maybe some little tidbit about this year's theme or this year's show?
Well, you mentioned surf riders, so you might know that or figure out that we're going to have a big end of Act 1 extravaganza with surf art, and we will have some live performers. We're going to recreate some songs that the Beach Boys made famous, and I'm really, really happy about that.
And one thing that I think is amazing is that I'm backstage and I'm looking at the art itself, but when it all comes together, what are the elements that really, really change the way it looks?
Oh, I think just performing here in Irvine Bowl is extra special. So many people in the Southland don't even know that there's an amphitheater here in this beautiful canyon. We're surrounded by eucalyptus trees, torrey pines, sycamores. It is just beautiful. There are 2,600 seats, and you know, we're almost sold out every single night. It's great. There's a wonderful atmosphere under the stars. So just being here is magical, but add to that the orchestra, a live orchestra in our pit down there, and the wonderful narrator Richard Doyle, who a lot of people know from his acting roles at South Coast Rep. The beauty of stage design on stage, you add all those elements together, and it is magical.
Exactly. All right, and we are going to go ahead and find some of that magic down in the makeup room, so stay tuned. So I have, and it's Adrian, right?
Correct.
I have Adrian here, who is the centerpiece for the Surf Riders artwork. Tell me why you keep coming back.
You know, it's the camaraderie of the team. I call it summer camp because we all get together and we enjoy each other's company, and we do the show at the same time. It's a nonprofit. It goes to a very worthy cause, and it's fun. So.
Well, I noticed you were hugging a lot of people here, so you know a lot of folks. You're trying to get that makeup on them.
You know, the truth is people volunteer because they enjoy volunteering, and so it's natural that you get along with the people that you're working with because you're all here for the same reason.
Right. So we are in the makeup room, which is where all of the makeup gets applied before they go upstairs to get into the paintings. And over here we have the makeup supervisor, Betty. Let's see if we can get an interview with her. Betty, we'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Okay. So how long have you been volunteering here?
This is my 46th year.
46 years. You must have seen some great stuff come and go.
I was born here.
You were born here. Tell me why it's so much fun.
Well, look at all these neat people I have here. And I have a good crew, so that helps. And they work real hard, and I don't yell at them a lot, so it's okay.
And what is actually going on here?
They're actually doing the makeup, it's rehearsals, and they're doing those 3 pieces we just talked about, I showed you. And then they'll go up on stage. You'll be able to see them on stage. And then I get to go home.
Well, hi, Barbara. How are you?
Hi.
Who are you?
I've been here 20 years, and that's new.
And that's new. Okay. And what are you doing today?
We're doing, I think, the Virgin Mary here.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to have her put her hand like this.
Oh, right.
So what we're trying to do is make her look like that. So
oh, gotcha.
Hands are in the positions, and that hand's underneath there.
How long she's been in the show, too.
How long have you been in the show?
I've been in the show 11 years.
11 years? Well, that's great.
And her whole family is in the show.
Oh, have they really?
Yes.
Why do you keep coming back?
Well, my mom is pregnant with me here, and my sister also, my older sister, and we just keep coming back.
Wow. Are you?
Your dad is in
My
the
dad's in the Last Supper.
Oh, wow. A family affair. That's great. Well, why do you like coming back?
Well, I started when my kids were in the show, so I wanted to do something besides sit on the patio. And once you get hooked, it's just your summer activity.
Yeah, well, it's mesmerizing. All right, so tell me how you do this.
So we have a list of instructions, and we're given the colors, and we have the makeup head to follow, and we have to follow it exactly. We are not allowed to be creative because Allison has worked hard to make it just right for the lighting on stage. And so I just look at the instructions, and it's kind of like paint by numbers. I make an outline first. And I put colors where they're supposed to go. So we have our different pans of colors. And then afterwards, I'll get a big blending brush.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll mush everything together.
Okay.
And then we spray her with a setting spray, and she's done.
Welcome to the Towers. As president of our association, I'd like to tell you about life here. Membership includes nightly open menu dinners, weekly housekeeping, on-call maintenance, and a range of on-site activities. Join our community of active, independent seniors. It's elevated living in a hotel-style environment. Visit us at towers@lagunawoodsvillage.com.
My name's Greg, and I'm a new resident at Laguna Woods. And one of the things that we noticed after moving in is that many people had a golf cart, and so we wanted to check that out and see what it would be like. And we checked some of the other golf cart places that are around Laguna Woods and weren't as happy as we'd like, so decided to check out Cart Mart. Came over here, met Jared. He was very forthcoming, honest, and showed us what our options were here. We didn't want a brand new one, and we really liked the club car that he showed us and bought it, and have really enjoyed it. He talked to us about how to make it more customized to what we wanted. They delivered it to my home in Laguna Woods and showed us how to use it, and we were very happy with the customer service.
And Jailhouse Rock is our movie coming up on Friday. This was Elvis Presley's second movie. Yep. This one showed him as kind of a tough guy, a loose cannon, so to speak. He's in jail for manslaughter, and he meets a fellow cellmate where they begin to talk about the music industry and getting into that. And that's really what this is about. But it's also about his kind of personality, because he's still kind of a guy who flies off the handle a little bit here and there, and sort of how he changes in the movie. And of course you see him here doing his famous dance. Yeah, and I wanted to tell people that I said this yesterday, on 2 o'clock we do show the one with subtitles. However, there are no subtitles during the music scenes.
Right.
So,
which is weird,
considering that's a lot of this movie, but there's none there. But this is Judy Taylor, who plays the love interest, and it moves him on to doing and getting into country music, and then eventually into movies. That's what this is about. And kind of parallels his career.
I was going to say, art was imitating life.
Yeah, except he wasn't in jail and
well,
all that.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Sang in jail? No.
Yeah, maybe he did. Yeah. So there you are. Elvis Presley Jailhouse Rock on Friday.
On Friday. All right. And then on Monday, August 27th at 2 and 6 p.m., we have the Avengers Infinity War. And that has Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, and all the other Marvel characters. The Avengers and their allies must be willing to sacrifice all in an attempt to defeat the powerful Thanos before the blitz of devastation and ruin puts an end to the universe. You know, it seems like every time something's always going to be devastating to Earth.
Yes, that does.
In these movies. And then, you know, you've got Iron Man and Thanos and all those crazy characters. So that's a really good movie. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
It was good.
And Spider-Man actually is very funny in this.
It is. And there will be another one. This is actually the third one because you have Avengers Age of Ultron, Infinity War, and then the next one will be, I just looked it up, will be next year. There's not a title for it yet.
And they don't give you any ideas of who's going to come in it.
Well, they'll all be in it.
Right. Because we got to bring some of them back.
Yes, because at the end of the movie, it kind of leaves you.
I just kind of gave it away.
What's
so
going to
sorry.
be happening here? What's going to be happening?
All right. Well, that'll be fun. And that'll be on Monday, August 27th at 2 and 6 p.m.
Yeah.
So excellent.
I liked it. I really did like the movie a lot.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Hang on to your seats. Okay, so we have Aquadettes that is starting today. And I just want to remind Manuel Armendariz, I'm sure I pronounced your name wrong, but please come pick up your 2 tickets because you won those the other day and you've got them here for August 25th. And we still have 2 more tickets that are for Friday, August 24th. So do email us today as soon as you can at Laguna Woods Village TV @gmail.com so you can get the last 2 tickets that we have. And just to give you a background on the Aquadettes, the first show was 1965. And it's a group of lifeguards that got together and decided to put on a synchronized swimming water show. And that is how they got started. And since then, over the next 54 years, they were in commercials, TV, they had newspaper people covering them, magazines, and they even did 2 music videos. So super fun. Again, that is today, tomorrow, and then Saturday. It's $7 tickets, and it's at Pool 1. And you can actually get the tickets in a variety of different ways. You can buy them at Clubhouse 1, 2, 5, and 7. And the recreation department, or you can go to the Pool 1 ticket booth, which is at the night of the show, or go to their website, aquadettes.com, or call them at 246-6593. So there's a lot of ways to get those tickets. And Manuel, don't forget to get your 2, and then don't forget to email us for the other 2.
To go.
Yeah, it's all good.
The biggest show on H2O.
Yeah, ha, ha, ha.
Yes.
And then tell us about Sonia Marsh.
Yeah, Travel with a Purpose. This is going to be a presentation that she is going to be doing at Clubhouse 2 coming up on the 28th. That's next week from 5 to 7 p.m. And it's an invitation to the inaugural meeting of Travel with a Purpose. And the whole point is to be inspired to travel and remove the fear of traveling, learn from inspirational speakers on travel ideas, from Big 5 safaris, wildlife conservation, school visits, local village, exotic culinary tours, wine tasting, and they're going to be meeting every month. So the topic for their first meeting will be How Travel to Africa Changed My Life. And this is kind of a neat group that they're starting.
It is, and I have to say, I saw her yesterday, and she said that they have 46 RSVPs. So if you want to go, you need to RSVP because she's going to have to get a bigger room. And you know, what I really like about what she's doing is that she's really helping people be able to not be afraid. She gets a guide and she takes a big group to Africa and they go to villages and learn how the village does their stuff. And this gentleman who is a speaker is Pat Lenahan, who has extensively been traveling the world in a variety of different places. And just a tip, she's going to be serving South African wine, so sign up.
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
A lot of fun, and I think this is a great group that she is starting up.
Yeah, it's going to be
really
very
good
successful.
travel club, and I think it's important too, because as you said, a lot of people want to go to places, they're just not sure how to do it, they're a little bit nervous, and here's somebody that can guide you.
Exactly. Okay, well, on a lighter note, we have a tribute to Jimmy Buffett coming. The Land Sharks Band is going to be at the Performing Arts Center on Saturday, September 1st at 7 p.m. When Jimmy Buffett hired the Land Sharks to be the house band at Margaritaville, they became part of the beach music history. One of the most popular beach bands in the world, the Land Sharks have an impressive resume, including opening for backing up and playing with Jimmy Buffett and opening for the Beach Boys. God, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
The band has even played at the Sugar Bowl several times. A Land Shark show is fun and interactive, and they really know how to get the crowd going. Tickets are on sale at the Pacific Arts Center, $15 to $25. To buy tickets, you can call 949-597-4288 or email recreation@vmsinc.org. And that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, you know, I wonder when they were the house band, which Margaritaville? There's many of them. Maybe the original.
Well, I'm hoping so, yeah.
Yeah, but that's kind of neat.
Did you hear they're opening up a Margaritaville leisure center in Florida?
No, I did not.
Yes, Jimmy Buffett is behind all of it. It sounds like a lot of fun, but that's in Florida, not here.
Yeah, well, they're all over, and they have hotels.
Yeah.
So you can stay and play at a Margaritaville.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
All right, let's get to our weather coming up. And as I said, we're going to kind of continue in this pattern that we've been having. Nice weather, really. It's actually been below normal, which is great after the horrendous heat that we had. We're going to stay in the mid to low 80s going through. Things will start to maybe drop off on Monday where we get below 80 degrees. So I saw 79, 78 degrees and pretty much hazy sunshine, as I said earlier. Some days we get a little bit more of that marine layer than others, and it's really nice. It's kind of like June right now, and I'm enjoying it much better than the weather that we have.
Yeah, look at that. That's a pretty picture.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Nice
and
sunset.
around Orange County today, everything is really nice in the mid to slightly upper 80s. Beach is averaging about 77, and Palm Springs 107. If you go up to the mountains, go around Arrowhead, they'll be about 78.
I was actually down in Laguna Beach yesterday as the sun was setting, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
The sun was super orange.
Yeah.
It was really pretty.
Really nice.
Yeah, kinda like that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. So enjoy it.
All right, tomorrow we have Sterling Financial Advisors will be on. Irvine Subaru will be here to tell us about all the nice cars they have available. And then we have the United update.
That'll be fun, Irvine Subaru.
Yeah, are they going to bring it? Well, they can't really bring a car in here, but
maybe
out to the parking lot.
Maybe a little car. Who knows?
Have a great day.
All right, bye-bye.
They should bring